for the last 4 years, and I haven't seen a single part. I bought these engines 4 years ago.
What is up, Rad Potential YouTube? I'm gonna keep saying it. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Johnny, the owner of the 4Rotor, has come up to check this car out, and I'm excited to get his first reaction to seeing the car pretty much completely transformed from the last time he saw it. So let's get Johnny in here to check it out. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Come on in.
Oh, man.
Well, what is up, friends? I got hold of my phone here because we're about to look at this car that I've been paying on or parts for the last 4 years, and I haven't seen a single part. Yeah. We're finally out here at the Rad Ranch. I should have been out here a lot sooner, FaceTiming my wife, because this is actually her car, you know? And I'm just like the banker on it. But yeah, look at it. It's so nice, white, and shiny. Look at all this. This is very cool, very nice. You know, I've been following along on the build for a few months now, because I think, Eric, you picked it up back in December.
Yep.
And you've been rocking and rolling. I got the engine in. It's looking even cooler in person. Look at that paint, babe. Yeah. Look, we got hinges now too, babe. Because remember, that's that one part.
Even painted the bolts white, so
whoa.
No tool marks allowed.
No tool marks allowed, so hopefully we don't have to take them.
They're so white.
Yeah. So,
what do you think?
I hope you all have been enjoying the content, because I know I have, and very appreciative of Eric filming and documenting this build for us to, you know, look back on for the many years to come. And it's like, dude, it's so cool to actually see this thing in real life. I bought these engines 4 years ago, January 2020, when the world was about to come to an end. Sold a green Repu, and I don't know if we have a picture of it. Maybe we can do an overlay.
The rusty pickle?
Yeah, the rusty pickle. So we had that thing and didn't drive it around long enough, and so I sold it to a buddy, bought 2 new engines, and here we are. And so let me show Melinda a little bit here, and then we'll drop her from this unveiling.
And I cleaned the braking shrouds. I got it pretty clean.
Yeah.
You know, it's still a 94 brake
but
boost.
still, no, I feel like it has like the, you know, it kind of goes with the engine, just kind of like the rawness and whatnot. Yeah. But then you got some nice titanium bolts.
Yeah.
But, all right, babe. I'll talk to you later. I'm going to check out this stuff.
All right, cool. Thanks for sharing. Love you.
Right, love you. Bye.
That's what do you think?
Pretty awesome. Yes. It's even cooler and even nicer in person, thanks to the man Calvin here. So I hope you're enjoying the content. If you are, hit that thumbs up button. If you got any questions, leave us a comment. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because it'll be before long we get to fire this bad boy up. And if you come to Deals Gap and you see me, say what's up. So, man, it's so cool too, like just the natural of like the radiator or whatnot, and how like this is working out.
Like it doesn't look like it's, you know, obviously it looks like I fabricated this piece and cut a hole right here.
Yeah, but like once you have it all in there.
Once the bumper's on and you can't see it, when you look down in the engine bay, you're just going to see electric fans, and like it's not going to look, you know, crazy out of place. There's no like big tubes in here to make it look weird. So same thing with like the oil changes are going to be super easy.
Yeah.
You know?
Fans look good. Header. Yeah, I was wondering with the header, it looks like you still only have 2 of them on.
Yeah. I got new gaskets, so we can put the tubes back on here in a second. We got them all back.
The tubes. And then you said this right here because it can't slide out that way, so we're just going to kick it this way.
Yep. Yeah, so when we get the slides, we'll move this plate. We'll kind of rock it up, I think, to maybe about here-ish or so.
What, the tubes? So we're going to take these tubes and you're going to bring it up.
Yeah, I'll extend it from here. So I'll just cut this plate off flush. Yeah. Right down there. And then I've got, this is 2-inch, so we'll run 2-inch and kind of kick it that way, so to sit up in here. And then you'll have the trumpets sitting right, you know, so it'll like kind of be like a wraparound.
Yeah, man, look at this, like, awesome.
Yeah, and I'm a big fan of parallel and keeping everything lined up. So like this is that oil line that runs to the back, but I like it like running underneath all that, so you can't see it. You know, there's not 60 lines in there. There's just one. But dope.
Yeah.
Well, Calvin's here because we're gonna put the front clip on this thing, even though Calvin doesn't realize there's a little bit of work we got to do as we're putting the front clip on. So, because I didn't cut the bumper bracket yet.
You're not prepared for me?
So we got to cut the bumper bracket because I'm not prepared for Calvin. But bumper bracket, horns still have to go on, and then that radiator hose.
I'm gonna go after and pull the ones off that blue top.
And if we need to, we'll cut this ear off of the oil coolers. If it fits under the bumper though, we're leaving it. I think it's gonna fit under there. I don't like, you're not gonna catch your hand on it. But if I cut it off and then for some reason you wanted to put these oil coolers on something else or switch them or do whatever, then now you're missing a tab on your oil cooler. So they become not universal then. Because like if you break that one, you could put this one on that side or that. There right now you can flip them back and forth.
Hang on.
So
while we're talking about oil coolers, just want to give a big shout out to Saki Bomb. You know, they really came through and was able, you know, hook us up with these nice oil coolers with the thermostat. So really excited to test them out. And as Eric mentioned in previous videos, it's got nice little brackets and all the other good stuff. And install should be pretty straightforward. And so this is something that you're looking into. Highly recommend them. Really good people. So.
yeah, Heath over at Saki Bomb, legend. Always answers my texts. Just text their main number and he'll get back to you in a day or so. Super awesome to work with. Yeah. All right, well let's get the front end on it or try.
You want to do we need a thumbnail thing or?
I need to take a thumbnail for the other video, but
Okay.
we'll take one for sure. See, when we get the front clip on it, this will be the first video with the whole front clip. So the thumbnail's got to have the front clip on it, you know? It's got to look like a car for this one.
And I'm coming back.
On. Yeah, you'll have to make that holy crap face. Yeah, I think it's going to look like relatively like it came this way, you know? Like stock-ish. Versus being some like crazy billet intake manifold, you know, like looking very out of place in there.
Big block.
Getting these panels fitted up on the front of the RX7, we had to trim the bumper support. If you don't run that bumper support, it's going to sag on your front bumper cover right below the hood latch. It's really unfortunate for FD owners. The feed fenders fit pretty well, but they are fiberglass, so you have to be a little careful with them.
See, Eric, now you can just talk about today, and then you can just overlay this B-roll, and then Jacob will be happy. Like, look at all this B-roll.
So here we get to see Calvin chopping this bumper a little bit to clear the oil coolers. They fit really close. We do have the oversized oil coolers, but everything went together nicely.
What's this
You can
for?
just hold it like a microphone. Just hold it like you're on the Tonight Show. What are you doing with that?
You got it on your hat. There we go. You got audio.
All right, Body Shop Master Calvin wearing the little squirrel tail mic on.
We got to have
on his
audio.
thing.
Oh, hey, hat.
There you go. Oh, it's Failings Performance too. Shout out Ernie, Failings Performance, tuning everything.
There we go.
There
That's
you
better.
go. Now
Looks
we're
better
good.
than the
All right, Calvin, what do you think?
It's on there. They fit, you know, ish, kind of. So, could be better, definitely could be worse. But, I mean, like, this gap looks real nice through here. And then the gaps are like, they're a little wide, but they don't look bad. So, we're going to roll with it. The side skirts, lower skirts still have to go on. And some, I don't know, I don't remember if there were fender liners in there or not. But,
No fender liners.
but it's there. It's coming back together anyways. So the outside looks the same. The inside's where the change was.
Yeah. Yeah, like right now you'd have never known that it has a 4-rotor in it, which is the whole intent here, is like keep it nice, street, you know, not crazy wings and aero. We just want a clean FD. But yeah, everything fits up really nice. This car was always a little just, these feed fenders aren't the best. They fit really well for fiberglass fenders, but they're still just like not, it's still a fiberglass fender.
Yeah,
so like
yeah,
you can only
for
get
sure.
it so good. There's some interesting like
Contours
curves and contours, better word, Calvin there.
Yeah.
Contour in this like corner here where it doesn't quite want to line up perfect, but overall, super happy with it. I'm just happy that it's all on. We were able to get Calvin here to do it because he knows how to massage and push and pull all this stuff, and I would probably just break it. So that's why.
The key is to don't push and pull or try to massage. With fiberglass, it breaks.
Yeah.
The second you try to do something it doesn't want to do. So
Yeah, but you were still moving it. It's
mean,
just like
not
gentle
much.
massage, you know?
not much. So
Sweet. All right, well, we got the exhaust picked up from
The
getting
tubes.
welded. It all looks good, all the tubes. the rest of the exhaust is back here, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get that all situated and get this stuff on. Or I guess that's the mid pipe.
There's another one over here.
Muffler over there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's the muffler with the dolphin tail. So we'll get all that situated on here, and we'll get this thing set on the ground, and we'll be able to see what this looks like with a complete 4-rotor engine installed, looking like an FD and not a project car.
Yeah.
So, but we're going to go Easter weekend, take the afternoon off to hang out with the Tennessee crew, and it's going to be a good time. Pop the hood.
Watch the headlight covers.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Probably don't have to take it off, but
this is so cool. Look at this. It clears perfectly. The OEM prop rod.
Oh, that's actually a
rod.
Aftermarket titanium, but it's shaped perfectly.
No, the OEM shape of it, yeah. Coolant. It's going to be real hard to get this radiator hose off the radiator, just saying, but that's okay. This all looks good, welded up, ready to go. Just ready to start buttoning things up and getting the rest of it mocked up.
How many days from now?
It is Saturday, the weekend before Deals Gap, so 9 days. 7 would be a Saturday, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, so that's 3, so 10 days. We're going to say 9, though, because we're taking the afternoon off, so we'll resume with me putting the exhaust on this thing, and then we'll have to, modify the intake manifold a little bit to fit the alternator, but that's its own deal.
You don't have the exhaust on yet?
No.
We got the flanges on.
The flanges are on.
Eric, what'd you do with all your time while I was putting these fenders on?
I was updating the owner on everything.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
We were confirming that the oil pressure and oil line routing was all good, because everybody was like, "Oh, it's not going to work," and you're da-da-da. It's going to work, I promise. We're science. Everyone's on the same page now.
What's that one for?
Catch cans or just breather. We're going to cap one of them and then run a line to like a filter or a catch can. It could be either. So, cool. All right.
Heck yeah.
Thank you.
It's a car again.
It's a car, and it's very pretty under here. Would you just look at that? Aside from being very FD-like with missing headlight covers, they tend to randomly fly off, just plastic. We're mostly complete in here, guys. Still waiting on the slides so I can cut this intake manifold apart, make it fit with our side mount alternator here. I did try to put this right here and close the hood. It just doesn't fit at all. The hood is 2 inches from closing. It's not even close. So it pretty much has to go right here. The hood closes just fine right now. Engine mounts are tight. Exhaust headers are all on. I can tell you what, it's kind of a pain to get all 4 of those in there, especially since the radiator's in there now. And you definitely have to take off the remote oil filter pedestal to get the headers out. So, kind of just comes with the territory when you got 4 ginormous primary long tubes, and there's definitely no way if you'd have made that all one piece that you'd have been able to get it in and out of there. So, I've got all the V-bands lined up perfect. I'm trying out these copper style gaskets instead of buying the OEM FD ones that are just like an arm and a leg for the OEM ones. This isn't a turbo setup, so we're not going to see a whole lot of positive pressure in that exhaust manifold right there. Under boost conditions, you're seeing pressure between the turbos and the engine, and that's typically where, if you run an old school 13B gasket, it's going to blow the gasket out. So you want to run the FD, really nice multi-layer steel, real nice gaskets. But on this setup, I wanted to try these copper ones to see how they hold up to just the NA stuff here, and they're about a third of the price. Waiting on some block off plates for the turbo drains, the oil metering pump from Mazda Tricks. I'm going to pull the water pump off and modify that, and I can show you guys how to drill and tap and block off all the ports on that. It's relatively simple, but might as well show you guys where everything is. So to show you all of that, we will get the water pump set up for our coolant temperature sensor as well, because we're going to be using the Haltech coolant temperature sensor, which you guys will see all that breakdown in the Haltech video. But for right now, I really just want to put this thing down on the ground and see it as a full FD again. And I'm really going to probably refrain from dusting this off until I can properly wash it, because the bumper is kind of dusty, the lip is kind of dusty, and I really don't want to hit this thing with any sort of, even a brand new microfiber cloth with all that dust on there is definitely just going to scratch it. So We don't want to ruin the paint. We got to keep it looking as fresh and glossy as we can for forever so that we don't have to mess it up or so that we don't have to repolish it. But let's set this thing on the ground and look at this FD mostly complete. We'll put the hood down and I will sit the headlight covers on it. But we won't forget to screw them down because Calvin's inevitably going to have to adjust them so that all of the gaps around the headlight covers are perfect, because we got to have, look at these gaps here. Calvin, he just nails it on this stuff. I mean, it's what he does every day, so nails it. The thing that sucks though, I shouldn't probably point it out on the camera because then you guys will notice it when you come look at the car, and we just want to make sure you guys think this car's perfect, but trust me, it's not super perfect. It's really, 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 really good. But these fiberglass fenders, just over time, they've been painted for 3 or 4 years. And there's just some areas where the fiberglass flexes. Sometimes the paint cracks. It's not ideal. But right in here, we need to touch that edge up just a bit. But let's put it on the ground and look at this thing complete. I've been looking at it as like mad project car for way too long. This thing needs, guys, is an alignment. Looking tough, sitting on the ground. I feel like when you just put something on the ground, especially with the hood on, it just like gives it so much more perspective to the appearance of it. Headlight covers, check. Just make sure we don't hit the headlight covers with the hood. Woo! I wish that was me closing the hood on a car that was ready to run and go to the Deals Gap, but it sure does look like it's ready to go from out here. Dang. Jack Stan was photobombing my shop, but this thing looks like an FD again. Heck yeah. Super pumped. So I can't thank Johnny, Calvin, Charles, the whole crew enough. I know Charles is stoked to have his truck back. I got the dually back in here. Johnny is stoked to see the car because, well, like he said in the video, if you can imagine, starting the process of getting a 4-rotor engine built 4 years ago, and then to finally see, in the last, since November, December, I guess, whenever I went and picked the engine up and then picked the car up and then now putting the whole car together, it's super cool to kind of see what you've dreamed of building start to come together. And it was good to have Johnny get out here and see this thing before it's finalized, so he can see how everything's getting put together. Johnny in the past worked on his own cars. Now I'm working on his car for him, so he definitely understands every single mechanical aspect of the vehicle, but he's just having me put it together for him. So pretty stoked for that. Stoked for the opportunity to be able to work on this car for Johnny. That's, been good friends with Johnny for a long time and can't thank him enough for letting me put it together. And I'm just, as much as you guys are taking it all in, Johnny's taking it all in, it's still wildly surreal. Not even so much to be working on the 4-rotor, which is super crazy and surreal, but it's still wildly surreal to be trying to make this whole YouTube build cars, race, rally, life goal of mine happen. So I really appreciate every single one of you guys that watches the videos, especially the guys that subscribe and support on Patreon. I treat my Patreon just like a question and answer live stream session. You get on there, you can send me a message directly. I can help you with your car, help you with your build. In addition to, I'm working on getting t-shirts and merch and stuff. I've got some stuff I'm going to be bringing to Deals Gap. So if you find me at Deals Gap and you want to buy a t-shirt, let me know. I don't have a ton of them, but I do have some t-shirts. The patrons also get first dibs on any of the leftover shirts from Deals Gap, in addition to the shirts I'm going to have made exactly like the ones I'm bringing to Deals Gap, but more of them. So get fired up for that. And I got to get some more hats too, but we got all sorts of stuff. My nice Rad Potential hat, well, this is one of them. It was really nice and clean, but as you can see, I like to rep Rad Potential because, Rad Potential's me and I'm Mr. Rad. I got to have a hat. And I've done wore it out, so I need to get some new ones. But definitely check out the Patreon. I would love to have your guys' support. And like I said, I really appreciate you guys watching the videos. We're going to show this week. I'm going to just start cranking them out because I'm going to be out here every day working on wiring, working on this car. And you're going to see I'm going to try to upload a video as much as possible. So everything I can film and throw in a video in one day that's, laying out the harness, putting the sensors together, getting this thing dialed. In addition to, I got a video that I'm working on with the yellow low compression RX8, so get fired up to see the low compression RX8. I've already put a good chunk of miles on it, like a solid 3 full fuel tanks, so about 600 miles on that car already. I've just been driving it like nobody's business. The dually's just been chilling in the shop or sitting under the lean-to because Charles's truck was here, and I'm excited to kind of show you guys. That car has improved a ton since we put it on the dyno and made 86 horsepower out of an RX8. So definitely can't wait to share with you the results of all that. And we're not even through it yet. I think that car's got 50,000 miles in it. Maybe I'm a little overzealous, but with that, thank you guys so much for watching. The 4Rotor's coming together. Everything's growing. I can't wait to see y'all at Deals Gap. Peace. Keep it rad. Shoo! Dang. I've always said, this is my theory on RX7s. Hot take. If you watch to the end of the video, you get to know my true brain opinion about these cars, okay? We'll run through each one. The first gen, that's a race car. Lightweight, simple suspension design, reasonably stiff chassis, rotary, they look sick. I'm a big 70s car guy. I just kind of like, well, not even really 70s muscle cars, but just 70s import cars. I like the body style of this. But the first gen's your race car. Okay, second gen, that's your street car. Got enough room in the back for a mountain bike. You can cruise. The AC generally works pretty good in those cars if you get it working. Like my Vert had an ice cold AC. I wouldn't really have a Vert probably. I'd love to have a Coupe FC, but the FC is your street car. 400 horsepower, ripper on the street, super fun. This is the hot take. The FD is the car that you buy. You buy one with 20,000 miles, you put it in a bubble, and you never drive it, and you just look at it. Because as soon as it moves like 3 feet, it's going to break. That's mine. If I was to own an FD, it would be probably a yellow, I forget the actual color, but it would be a 2001 or whatever, Bathurst type R yellow one, whatever those are. Because I like the 99 spec stuff, you know, and you can buy one. That'd be a rare, like a good investment car, right? To put in a bubble and just look at it because it's going to break. Peace, guys.